I understand what's happening. You're making bets, you're losing, and you got presents to buy. Hmm. Tune in. We got bets to win. We got money to make for y'all. Let's go. Welcome everybody back to another episode of Money Pot Betting and the Money Pot Podcast Show. I got the team full effect because people are out here losing money each and every week making bets.
This kind of thing happens to me every week.
And guess what? It's Christmas time. So we can't afford to lose. So we need y'all to tune in because we got the best bets for NFL Week 15. We already talking Christmas lines and we already talking a little bit of bowl season. Let's go. The boys are with me. Diddy, Sharp. Let's get into Week 15. Let's start it off. Let's hit them right now, right this moment. Thursday Night Football. It's an ugly one so far. But let's talk about it. I got a couple sides here. I got a take here that I think you guys might like. Chargers, Raiders, -3 total is an ugly low, 34.5. No Herbert. He is out for the year. We had already talked about it behind the scenes. He messed up his he messed up his pinky finger. Pinky finger got lit up on his throwing hand, so he is out. Staley's on the hot seat. We have no idea what the Raiders are. They just won an amazing game. Amazing game against the Vikings. The score was 3-0. But I do have a bet for this game, and it was something that I saw in the last Chargers game. I think the kid, his name was it Stikes or Sticks or what's his name? What's the quarterback for the Chargers name?
Easton Stick.
Easton Stick. Yep.
Yeah. Came in, looked okay, obviously was thrown in there, didn't have a game plan, probably didn't take any reps, if any reps in practice. But the one thing I did see, and I think, Diddy, you had alluded to this earlier, when these new quarterbacks come in, is they find their star. They find the star and they get him the ball. And Keenan Allen had 12 targets. 11 of them came from sticks. So I don't think we've seen his prop this low, but give me Keenan Allen, and I'll share our handy dandy sports book as I do it. Give me Keenan Allen over 5.5 receptions in a low scoring game, and a game where they're going to be looking to get the ball out of his hand fairly quickly, as fast as they can. Where is it at? I think it's at -130. I think it's going to tick up probably to 6, probably tomorrow. So if you want to get on this now, you got to get on it today. I think it's -130. Yeah. Oh no, that's shit. It already jumped. No bet. Look at that shit. No bet. It's at -150. I can't take that bet no more.
Oh, what are you on the receptions?
On the reception, it was -130 when I did my numbers.
Yeah,
and literally that was an hours ago. Yeah, it was literally an hour ago. That's whack. Damn, I opened up and went right into it, and it shit fucked me up.
Yeah, and you're not going to find. I think DK and FanDuel have 145. I don't think you'll find below 145. See what I would in that scenario, like I wouldn't even look at the 5.5 as you said. That just throws you away. Like in this instance, they're already giving you the alt spread numbers. Sometimes when if they were to only hang the 5.5, you just wait for them to move it to 6 and then take the 6. But in this instance, you already have options on alt. Yeah, I mean, over 6.5.
It's a no bet. Yeah, it's a no bet. I can't trust them.
Really?
Yeah, it's a no bet. I don't like the 6.5. I love the 5.5.
Okay. I don't see it that way at all. But it's not really my bet. But I don't think one more catch one steer me away. I don't think the Raiders have an elite corner that's like going to contest enough. I don't know. I just think he's going to get like 13 targets, and he's a guy that's going to pull in 7 or more catches on 13 targets.
So
the Raiders don't have someone that's going to lock him.
Yeah, surprising enough, the Raiders are 10th in defensive efficiency against the pass. They only give up 200.
Yeah, well, they've got a good pass rush. That doesn't mean their corners are good one-on-one.
Yeah, but I mean, pass rush. Still you got to get the ball out a little bit quicker. And I thought the 5.5 was a good number. For Allen, like I said, he had 12 targets. 11 came from stick, and he only had 6 catches. 6 catches. Now, some of that, and that was against a pretty bad Vikings. Not Vikings. That we're talking about the Chargers. My bad. I'm thinking about the Raiders. Who did they go against last week? Broncos. Now, Broncos have been playing extremely well.
But they got PS2. You're talking about Patrick Surtain II who's contesting every throw. To me, that's different than Nate Hobbs. I mean, Nate Hobbs, okay. He's
isn't Peters? Is Marcus Peters over there, I think, in the Raiders?
Oh, if Marcus Peters is their number one corner, this is easy money. I think
Marcus Peters got released.
Nate Hobbs.
Did he get released? Did Peters get released?
Yeah. Nate Hobbs is their guy for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I lean the 6.5. The handicap was on 5.5. I was going to pay the minus 130 on the juice. I wasn't even looking at the 6.5 because the 6.5 was there already on ESPN, and we're using ESPN bets, by the way, for those who are wondering what sportsbook we're using. So once I have to reassess and redo it, I'm not going to just say take the 6.5. I don't know if they're going to pass all of them. I don't know what this offense is going to look like. The handicap was based on what I saw from before. So that's fine. But I still have another bet in here in this game. And obviously the total was low. And interesting, I came across this stat with this bet for Carson, the kicker for the Raiders.
Carson
Daniel. Now, yep.
Daniel Carson.
Daniel Carson,
Sorry.
yep. For the Raiders. Now, since Garoppolo has been out in the last 4 games, he's kicked the ball at least 3 times per game. And I don't think that is going to change here. So give me Carson over 1.5 field goals made for a low total for a team that cannot score touchdowns. I think they'll be kicking a lot here. Give me over a 1.5. For kicking.
I would actually, if I were you, dude, I would smash that. So let me ask you something on that. How do you handicap this game? Do you think the Raiders win this game? Like if I put a gun to your head and said, Nate, you got to make a money line play here. Don't worry about the spread. I need a money line bet. Who you taking?
I think I'm taking the Chargers.
Okay. So then in that mind, I wouldn't be so big to smash your bet. In my mind, if you think the Raiders win this game, then smashing this over 1.5 field goals is a no-brainer because if the Raiders win, it's going to be that multiple field goals, scrape a touchdown kind of game, super low scoring. The winning team essentially probably wins with that second field goal make. So if you think the Chargers win, there's actually a chance this field goal prop doesn't hit. If you think the Raiders win, then I love this bet. That's how I would look at it.
Yeah, I like the Chargers here, just because.
Or you just take both field goal kickers because then you're just thinking it's like a 9.
I thought about that. The Chargers kickers,
and then you parlay it and you make a bunch of money.
Yeah, I thought about that. The Chargers kickers, was it Dick the kicker or whatever his name is that used to be
Cameron Dicker? He's good too.
Yeah,
he's got a crazy high percentage this year.
I just don't know what this offense is going to look like without Herbert. I haven't seen it yet. So
you know what? What would that parlay pay out? I might just put it as my best bet right now. Just one little unit. Give me double. What would both kickers to go over their prop? What's that parlay? Is that paying 3-1?
What is their prop?
Probably 1.5 for both of them.
Yeah, but it's probably
it'll be 1.5 for both of them.
Probably just best to go with the kicker prop over 3.5 if you feel like it's going to be a kicking game.
But I don't know if I'll get the 3-1.
So it is. It won't let you parlay it on.
Yeah, I don't think
you're not letting me parlay that. Let me see if I can do it on DraftKings.
Probably because there's a kicker's prop. It probably won't allow you to.
Yeah, it probably won't let you do it on the kicking parlay.
See where I'm thinking with my mind? Like if I'm getting that extra value, that's probably why the books are also thinking like, well, we ain't letting this motherfucker do that.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of touchdowns in this game. Maybe one passing touchdown, maybe one rushing touchdown.
I'm saying where the winning team probably wins by 3, meaning the winning team is probably that team more
kick.
likely to
has to kick by the kicker. Yeah, no, I think the line, is 3 because it's a home game for the Raiders, really. I mean, the reason why I lean Chargers here, if I had to bet it, I would bet Chargers, is because you could make a case to downgrade the Raiders after that performance against the Vikings, right? Even though they won the game, it was a ugly, ugly game. And they had every way to win that game and to score points, and they didn't. And it's a rare spot where it's like a double hit, right? You won the game, but I actually downgrade you a little bit because of the performance of, and not only that, you won on like the last kick of the game. It wasn't like you were up 3 and you just held. They didn't score 3 until like the end of the fourth quarter, damn their last play of the game.
All right, well then, but here's my thing. The Chargers with Justin Herbert have scored 6 points 2 weeks ago, and then half Herbert, half Stick scored 7 points this past week. So where the hell do you got the Chargers rated? You got to have them down in the absolute dumps. In my opinion, the Chargers were only hanging on because of Justin Herbert.
For sure.
I was going to let you spiel. I'm going to give you one of my best bets right now. I'm smashing the Raiders here, smashing them. Like, I don't think I've got this game power rated close to 5 or 6. I think Justin Herbert was the only reason this team was even remotely close to scoring points. Now they don't have him. You guys know how I feel about Brandon Staley. I think he's the worst head coach in all of football. I've said that for 3 years now. So you're telling me the worst head coach in football is now going on the road without his best player? Chargers have no chance. Literally no chance to win this game.
I like the take.
Give me -3 for 5 units. 5-unit bet.
I like the take. I like the take with the Raiders. When you factor in, this is all about. I think it's a good spot, right? Because the angle that I wasn't seeing, because I was looking more at props and not in the side. But you tell me who I would want. Maybe Chargers the Chargers because I feel like Chargers have the better roster. But when you add in the factor of the head coaching matchup here, and just downgrading Staley, and now he can't be hidden because of how good Herbert is.
Yeah.
And how bad he is because Herbert bails him out because he's of the pure talent. And now you downgrade that big time. Yeah, that makes sense. I like the Raiders call here. I have no problem standing with you on that side of the fence that, listening to that now that the Raiders is the right call. So, yeah, I like the Raiders call here.
And I would love 2.5. If it gets to 2.5, I'll probably put it again. Like, that's part of my thing is I haven't put it out on the chat yet because I've been hoping for 2.5, like holding out hope. That someone would be betting the Chargers enough that I could get that 2.5. That's really what I've been waiting on. But, at 3, like we're doing the show now, like I would still smash 3. Like if it's not going to get to 2.5, I'm smashing 3. So it is what it is.
And I would keep in mind, I know they haven't released it yet, but I would keep in mind if Crosby's playing. I know he played last week. I was looking for his sack prop because I actually have a bet on Crosby to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think it's a dark horse for him to win. So make sure you look out for him. If he's playing, I would definitely be on his sack prop.
And part of me thinks that, and honestly, part of me in this game thinks that Herbert could play. Because, all right, you guys played football. You weren't a QB maybe, but you played football. Not many QBs need their pinky on their throwing hand. Most QBs I know that once
I was just talking shit. It's not his pinky. I think it's like his index finger or something.
No, he's not playing. He's not playing.
No, I know, but it's I think it was his ring finger.
It's his index.
Yeah.
Is it his index finger?
Yeah, I think so.
He's going to be out for the season.
Even. Yeah,
it is because this is why they're looking at it. They're going to.
Like they want draft picks at this point. Like they're going to fire Staley, and this was the front office saying, "Herbert, you're not playing."
Yeah, but probably. I think also it's his index. That's your leading throwing finger, and if he can't control that ball and get any spin off it, because obviously football. You create your velocity and your spiral through the index finger.
Agreed.
So I know he's out this game. But he could be also out for the rest of the season.
Oh, I think they are going to shut him down.
I thought they already shut him down. I think they already said he was out for the regular season.
Which I thought was going to happen.
But what I'm saying is I don't think
he had surgery on the finger already.
Yeah. I don't think that's coming from the coaches, though. I think that's coming from the front office.
Oh, for sure.
Like, we're shutting you down. We're firing this whole coaching staff, bro. We don't want you playing. We want a good draft slot, so just go enjoy your early vacation. That, to me, is probably what that conversation went like.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving. Saturday.
I got to play.
Oh, you got. Oh shit, we all on this bet. Okay, let's go. Talk to me.
And I'm gonna keep it. Sorry, I'm multitasking, and I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it easy for me. I'm looking at Las Vegas Raiders first half. I just think that's just the easier bet. I think you're going to have some growing pains with the Los Angeles Chargers offense with Easton Stick coming in here for the full start. I think after the performance that Las Vegas showed last week, I can see Pierce getting on them this week in practice and letting them know, like, hey, like that's not who we were, not able to score a point. He was getting on them in the fourth quarter when it was 0-0 to hopefully win that game. I don't think he expects that, and I think that they're going to be looking their wounds and ready to go this week. I like them early, so I'll take him Las Vegas early, which you're probably going to get a -1.5.
No, it's
2.5.
It's a pick.
I love it.
I think it is pick first half. That's a good.
I
like
love
that angle. That is a good angle.
I love
Shit,
it.
I mean, it's a party, man. Let's go. I'm on the
only thing
Raiders
I will
still.
say,
Fucking.
I don't know how to handicap this home field because I will say this. Vegas now leads the league. Every single game so far, they have sold more visiting tickets than home tickets. So they officially have a home deficit. Like it's real. Like road teams want to come to Vegas and party and watch their team.
The only problem with that is that Chargers
I don't think
fans.
the Chargers travel. I don't think the Chargers travel.
They don't travel to their home
this is
facility.
the 1 week. This might be the 1 week the Raiders actually have a crowd noise.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think it's all agreement. We're all on the Raiders here, so I'll jump into. All right, let's go to the Saturday games. I think moving forward, the NFL has about 2 or 3 Saturday games for the rest of the season. I do actually have a bet on this Cincinnati game, Minnesota versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati's favorite -3.5. I actually like Cincinnati here, but I'm taking another angle here. The kid Browning has been balling. He's been averaging 285 yards per game. His first game of action was 238 yards. Then he exploded for 354, and then last game he still had 285-esque in there. But the one thing that I noticed about the Browning-led Cincinnati Bengals, and you can just say it even with Barrow, they score points. They've averaged over 30 points per game. I looked at the weather. The weather looks fine. Looks like a normal Cincinnati winter day, 40 degrees. So I'm going with team total over on the Cincinnati Bengals, and it's a surprising. Maybe I get caught with my hand in the cookie jar because it's just too good to be true. Surprising. Shit. These lines keep moving. It was 20.5. It was 20.5.
You got to place the bet before you put your face on.
Oh my God. It was 20.5, bro. And I'm like, yo, they're not going to score 3 touchdowns. Like, what's going on? It was 20.5. All right. So it's 21.5 at the moment right now.
That's still a good sign you're on the right side. That tells you
I'm on.
He's coming in with
Man, that's 2 of my top bets gone. 20.5. I absolutely loved it. I saw it. Should have pulled the trigger. I didn't think it would jump that fast. Shit. Give me the 20. I'll still take the 21.5.
No, you tripping.
I still like the 21.5. I could see 23, 24 points coming out of his offense.
No.
It'll be a lighter bet. This was actually a 3-4 unit bet for me, but I'll just go with 1 unit on the Cincinnati Bengals over 21.5. I should have pulled the trigger when I saw it just to lock in the bet, but it kind of would have been the same scenario because the off bet I would have had it at 20.5, and then at 21.5 giving it out. I would have probably said stay away.
Can I talk you into something else in this particular bet? So right now you're on ESPN, correct?
Yep.
And you like the over team total 21.5 -115. DraftKings has Cincinnati Bengals bands 21-30. You're plus 145. Just take the band.
Yeah, I'll take the bands.
Sharp. What is it? What is the first band before that?
0 to 10 is plus 800.
No, the 10
Oh, sorry. I skipped. 11 to 20 is plus 155.
Yeah, give me that. Give me that, Nate.
Plus 155.
Listen, Minnesota's defense has been
I
playing.
want to do it. I want to do a graphic. Let me see if I can do the graphic. Just shut
we got our first band war going on. We got our first rubber band war going on, baby. I love it.
Just shut his ass up with the graphic some way somehow. Oh man, damn, that's a good. So it's plus 145 for the 21, and then plus 155 for the 20.
Just hit both.
Ooh, so that hook is so crucial.
Exactly. That's why I was saying, if whatever side you like on that team total, you might as well go with the band because you're getting better value on the payout with bigger numbers. In this particular case, I'm not trying to dog ESPN because I actually do think on some previous bets you've had other options, like on that Keenan Allen receptions total. I actually like that over 6.5. You get good value there. So ESPN, good look. But in this particular game, I would move away from ESPN and look at DraftKings if you're going to touch team totals.
Yeah, so we're going to do this. And, Diddy already knows what this head-to-head look like against me and him. So give me the 21 to 30. I'll take the number. I think they land on 3 touchdowns. It'll suck if they're up 17 and get that field goal and land right there on 20. But give me 21 to 30.
I almost want to take both bands for 2 units, and whichever one hits, you're guaranteed to pick up either 0.8 unit or 0.9 unit, as long as the game doesn't go over 31. I'll just hedge both of you and pick up my nickels.
I hear that.
Oh, man, I'm serious. But that's what I was talking about on the chat. There's some bands now where if you look at 2 bands that have equal value and you bet them both for 2 units, as long as it hits one of those, you're going to win some money. And you can't go broke turning a profit. So just something to think about for people out there that like to look at like sure bets. This is one of those sure bets that you could consistently hit and maybe pick up 0.8 units every time.
I do like your bet, Diddy, because I can see 17. They have 17 and hit the field goal.
Right? Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. I mean, I just think that Minnesota Vikings defense have been playing well. I think Cincinnati has played teams on the defensive side that are just not good rated defensively. You also got Jamar Chase, who has an ankle injury. So, there's a couple of things you got to kind of put in a factor. But my confidence would be more in Minnesota, like really leaning close to that 20 and under number than they are on 20 and above throughout the whole season, no matter what quarterback they have in Minnesota. And you got to think about 3 and outs they done had with Josh Dobbs, now going to their third quarter. Like, they've had quarterback issues all season, but their defense has stayed strong pretty much all year. So that's why, I would lean more in that band of 11 to 20 versus going over that. But I would go both ways and just take, like you said, just take the 40, take the 50.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is the perfect game to pick up nickels. There ain't no way they're scoring 31.
Yeah,
no.
The worst thing you got to worry about is the plus 800. But
that's what I'm. And you could even do a half unit sprinkle on that as like a total hedge and hope that hits.
This game is not.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Diddy, but it's not like the Vikings have played juggernauts in offense, right? They haven't played a juggernaut since. I'm looking at their schedule. They played the Raiders, the Bears, Denver. New Orleans ain't nobody. Falcons ain't nobody. The Packers ain't nobody. They played the Niners, us, and the Chiefs. And the Chargers. So
I was leaning under in this game, to be honest with you guys. I was thinking 40.5 just felt a little high for the direction these 2 offenses are right now, especially with, like you were saying, Jamar Chase banged up. He's been Browning's go-to guy. I mean, obviously, but so I don't know. It's hard for me to bet this game. I didn't have any take until you 2 started talking about the bands, and I looked it up, and then I was like, well, this is probably a good game to take all the bands pretty much and then just pick up nickels, to be honest.
That's the safest.
Yeah, and it is a short week, so it is like Diddy was saying. Just looking at some of the updates from an injury report, he is reporting. Chase does have an ankle injury, so he was a non-participant yesterday. It'd be interesting to see, where they are, going to the week. It is a short week. Remember that. We're all talking about Saturday games. These are not Sunday games.
Yeah, so, tomorrow will be huge for him. If Chase doesn't practice at all tomorrow, Friday for those teams will be walking through their practice. So if he doesn't practice at all tomorrow, he's going to be a game time decision, in my opinion. Tomorrow will be very big for Jamar Chase.
Correct. So a little bit getting short on time for everybody watching. And for those who are still watching, I want to appreciate you guys for joining us. And if you're watching us for the first time, I just want to say thank you and welcome to MoneyPot Betting. This is what we do. We sit here. We have our professional bettor here, C Sharp. We have the teaser king himself, Diddy, on the my other side, and then myself, the leader of the school of MoneyPot Betting, Moss Money here, going through our picks, tips, and tricks on how we look at handicap games. You will see more tutorials on bankroll management and different types of bets coming down here in the future. But if you like what you're hearing, if you like the flow of the show, if you like the interaction, if this is what you do on your leisure with your boys, and it just kind of happened that you seeing us on YouTube, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that follow button. You see the two boys with the merch on their heads with the hats. That's coming. We're going to be getting the sweatshirts back out. So don't worry. If you see the gear, you see the swag, it is going to be coming to a city and website and store near you. All right. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit here. And what I want to do, instead of doing the dialogue that we typically do, I'm going to go with you, Diddy. Let's run down the full slate Saturday to Sunday of your bets, and then take time a little bit here on what you feel are your best bets so we can kind of critique them. So if you could, sir.
For sure.
So go ahead and give me what you got.
I get one of my best bets, which is that first half Las Vegas at a pick. That'll be a 2 to 3 unit play. Most likely it'll be a 3 unit play for me there. I really like that play. I just think Las Vegas will be able to jump out on them early. We spoke about that. I'm looking very closely at this Tampa Bay, Green Bay first half over.
Really? Okay.
Only thing here I got to worry about just the weather. They are in Green Bay. Obviously, this is Wednesday. If there's a chance of any type of inclement weather, then I might fade away from that. But right now, the first half team total, I just think both of them teams will be able to score against each other, especially the Tampa team.
Sharp, you look like you're on that already, right? Checking that out.
What?
The weather?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm looking. I'll look that up right now. Green Bay weather.
Right,
yes.
cool. My bad.
That's a play here. I just looking over the history. Green Bay just got embarrassed on prime time national television. I think they'll be able to come in this week, be able to run the football. I think they get Aaron Jones back also. And Tampa Bay, surprisingly, is competing, especially in the first half. So first half for me over. I'm not sure what the number you're seeing there, Nate.
Let me bring it up. My bad. I was running towards the look at the weather, but
nothing crazy weather-wise. Just something you'd anticipate for mid-December in Green Bay. I mean, it's going to be above freezing at kick though. So I mean, it's not like it'll be below freezing, but it'll be in the high 30s. I mean, it's going to be cold.
So you were like a total points or the spread?
Total points.
20.5 first half.
Yep. I like that. That's 3 scores. Think it easily can be hit over. If it goes over 21.5, so I would take it now. 21.5 can be a little tricky, but I think this will be definitely a 3-score game by the first half. Both will be able to score touchdowns, and then we're just looking for the icing on the cake after that. My next play is going to be weather-induced also. Last week, you guys know I was on Dallas. Alternate line. I thought that was a big spot for them to win. I didn't think they put a lot of energy out in that game, although it seemed like it. I just think they're going to be able to carry that same momentum into Buffalo that had a really, really tough game against Kansas City. So I see the momentum moving from Eagles and Dallas to Buffalo than it is from Buffalo to Kansas City, almost saying for Josh Allen, yo, we got over the hump. We beat Patrick Mahomes, obviously a questionable call or play that was called, which it was offsides. I
ain't trying to hear that dumb shit from him. I mean, we got caught in the Super Bowl.
Same crew.
It was a hold. It was a hold. But still, in that spot, the last game, shut up, Pat. Get out of here.
Kadarius Toney has some of the lowest football IQ. Like, it's well documented. That's sure. It's not surprising who the guy was lined up offsides.
Man, I'm not trying to hear that bullshit.
Tony is just plumb dumb. It's just
go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Diddy. What you got?
You want to keep going, so I know you got a hard stop. So
give
me Dallas money line on the plus money. I'm just gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll with the trend. This is probably one between them and the Niners. They're the two hottest teams in the National Football League. I think Buffalo Bills ultimately won their game. They've been wanting to win. I know they're in a must-win situation to try to make this playoff, so that is a little extra motivation to this game. But I think Dallas carries their momentum into this next game. You'll have a more healthy Micah Parsons, who's not ailing with the sickness that he was troubled.
Still got a sack.
Right, and still got a sack. So I think this team is going to move into Buffalo. The question is, will this be the look-ahead game for Dallas? I doubt it, but I'm going to go with Dallas money line because the value is there.
Who's the look-ahead for Dallas?
I think they have Miami following
They
that.
do.
So
okay.
So this, it's the back-to-back. It's the gauntlet that we went through already. But I think Miami's on a downswing now, especially without a healthy Tyreek Hill. So I like Dallas to kind of keep that momentum going into Buffalo. Tough place to play. Probably will be cold. Won't be no weather. Hopefully no weather in there. But I like the money line because of the value. Give me the plus money on Dallas.
Let me jump in here with you because I have a bet on this. Give me the over 50.5.
Okay.
I think there's gonna be a lot of points scored in this game.
I
agree with what you're talking about. I actually lean Buffalo just because it's in Buffalo.
I do too.
Yeah, I lean Buffalo here.
I think it's a really sharp line, sharpest line
of
the week.
It's a sharp line, but I like the over. Both these teams put up points. We talked about it in the chat when I was talking shit about quarterbacks, but I think Sharp said it best. Allen is a cyborg. he's a cyborg, and I think that offense will have success in this game. So to jump along with your bet here, Diddy, just to get one of my bets out the way, give me Cowboys Bears over 50.5.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, Diddy.
Next bet is going to be Philadelphia at Seattle. We're going to look at the first half over.
Okay.
Obviously, we know how our defense has been really leaky. I think this is a get-right game for Philadelphia. We spoke about this last week. I said this is Philadelphia's game to win. I already had them losing against Dallas, just like I had them losing against the Niners, and just like I said, they could lose to the Jets. I think they win this game. I'm nervous about that spread at 4 because I think both teams are going to be able to score. It's going to be the last drive. Who's going to possibly a field goal game? Hopefully not. Hopefully Eagles handle their business, but I'm going to go for the first half over because I think this is a really good right game for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is going to make or break and let them know where their season is going to go. And Seattle at the same time, I'm not sure if Geno's going to be back, but Drew Lock looked pretty good in that first couple of series and moving that ball. So, and that's against that Niners defense until they got the adjustment.
People forget about Drew sitting on the sideline singing Jeezy. So Drew will get down, right? Drew will definitely get down for sure.
Definitely invited to the cookout. I know that.
Yeah, He been waiting for this spot. He been waiting for sure.
So now you got.
I actually like that bet. I really like that first half. I think that's a really sharp bet. That's a good bet.
So I would go over in the first half, and then my last play for straight plays before we get into obviously the teaser king. Is we're going to go Arizona team total under.
Okay.
My look on that is I just think the Niners are just going to be able to cause havoc against Kyler Murray. I think he's going to have to rely on his legs a little more than he normally will have to. But they got the speed at the linebacker position. They got those ends to be able to kind of keep him in the pocket. I think it's going to be a rough time for Kyler Murray against his defense. I like him under. I don't think they get 17, so that's perfect. I think they might be right there at 16 somehow, a touchdown, two field goals, but I don't think they get 2-3 touchdowns in this game at all. I got to worry about that back door maybe because Niners might be up big and you might get that back door open in a team.
It's just a division game. I mean,
they
play him tough. They play him tough, but I mean they bombed on him earlier, 35-16. The Niners cover the thing that I like about this bet. If you were looking at betting the Niners here, is that if you look at the wins the Niners have, they cover big spreads. You know what I mean? They cover big numbers. So I actually agree with the bet, and I would lean Niners here.
Yep. Now my last thing. The only thing and this is a question mark. So I will say this is more of a lean than a best bet, the team total. This is the only reason I'm worried about it a little too much. They do have Baltimore coming in town the next week. So this could be the look ahead spot. So this could be the sleepy spot. Hopefully it's sleepy on a tight game versus points being scored. So this could be a sleepy spot and then preparing for Baltimore, which is going to be a very, very big game for them.
I will say this, though, and this will get into my best bet at the very end, which is going to be a look-ahead spot. This is the perfect spot for the Niners. If you are preparing to get ready for Lamar Jackson, what better way than to prepare a game plan to spy around Kyler Murray so that when you're ready for Lamar, you've had a literally live action of doing the same exact stuff. Yeah. Boy, the Ravens are getting their ass kicked in 2 weeks. I'll tell you that right now. They're getting their ass kicked.
I like it.
Nate, those are my straight plays.
All right, Sharp. Let's get into what do you have for your best bets, and then we'll switch right back to Diddy to finish off with the team.
Okay. Like I said, I've been waiting on the 2.5 personally on the Raiders and Chargers. If it never gets there, like I said, I'm going to smash the Raiders at 3. If it gets to 2.5, obviously I'm going to smash that. I did personally fire on the Eagles. I gave that out in the chat when it was 2. I think the 3 is huge here. I literally think the Eagles win by 3. I think it's probably going to be a Jake Elliott walk-off. The Eagles desperately need this. I just think they're going to be able to rally the troops. I know Seattle needs it too, but I just think the Eagles are going to win close and send Seattle packing.
That'll be hard for the Eagles to lose 3 in a row. This is another thing too.
Like, yeah, they won't lose this. And one of my bigger bets this season was over Seattle. Over Seattle, 8.5 wins. So this will probably kill that. So I had to bet the Eagles almost as a mini hedge to that season over win total because that's going to be a loss. Can't believe Seattle's as bad as they are. That was just a bad take on my part. But for my best bet, we just talked about it. I'm going to pair a couple weeks in a row here. You guys know how I like to bet. I like to spot bet. So this week, I'm going to smash the Ravens to beat the Jags. It's only -3. I think they're clearly the better team. I think Jacksonville's really good at defense against stopping the pass. What Jacksonville's really bad at is stopping the run and the short pass. That's exactly what Baltimore wants to do. Baltimore's traveling to San Francisco next week. They're not going to win that game. This is must win for them. Trevor Lawrence is banged up. The Ravens lead the league in sacks. They've got a good secondary. This is just a bad matchup for the Jags. They're going to get blown out at home. Give me the Ravens -3 for 5 units. Like I said, I had the Eagles -2. I can't touch it at 4. I really want to pull the trigger on the Bills. I haven't yet. It's a lean because I'm looking at those 2 weeks. I think the Cowboys lose to the Bills this week and then turn around and blow the doors off Miami next week. So I will be betting Dallas heavy next week for sure. I just really hope it's coming off a loss to the Bills. I haven't bet this game yet because I was really hoping the Bills would be underdogs. As favorites, I don't know. It's probably a stay away. And I just hope the Bills win so I can smash the Cowboys next week. That's really it for me. It's just a couple small bets here, few games I like, and a couple spots I'm hitting big, and that's really it.
All right, and I'll add to the fun here, and I'll add to the bets. I mean, honestly, there's always we kind of look at each other's takes and kind of pick it apart a little bit. Obviously, of course, my takes were picked apart early on Thursday night. But I think the one game here that I really like, and I don't understand why they're a dog. They're 6-1 in their last 7, and it's maybe the hottest team in NFL. Slowly, it's the Denver Broncos. I like the +4 here at Denver. This defense has been humming as one of the best defenses in the last second half of the season. Sean Payton has turned this game around. Now, Russ don't look like Russ of old, but Russ looks like Russ of old in those certain key spots that he needs to be Russell Wilson to win the game. There's something wrong in Detroit right now. They give up a lot of points on defense right now. So I think Denver can score and keep this game close. I don't know what Detroit's going to do to kind of turn this ship around, but it seems like the top of the top teams all go through this. We saw Dallas go through this when they lost 3 in a row. We've seen San Fran go through this when they lost 3 in a row. We saw Dallas kind of get question marks when they lost to to the Cardinals earlier on in the year. We've also seen the Ravens kind of get question marks losing.
The Bills and the Chiefs are going through it. The Bills went through it. The Bills and the Chiefs are going through it now.
And I think this is Detroit's time where they're kind of hit that that rock in the road here, and they got to figure a way to win games. I think it's going to be a tough game. It's on a fast surface. It's going to be loud in Detroit. We got West Coast, kind of team traveling east, but I think Denver is going to be able to hang tough here. I don't think I like the under in this total as well. But I like Denver here, and I think Denver. I wouldn't mind Denver on the money line. I think Denver might win this game. They're one of the hottest teams right now, and I think that defense is playing really, really well. You already mentioned him. PS2 is lockdown city. Give me Denver +4.
And what's a little interesting side note, this is the very first matchup of mentor and protege. Don't forget, Dan Campbell came from Sean Payton. That's where he came up.
New Orleans. Yeah, New Orleans.
This is where he came from. So he learned under Bill Parcells and Sean Payton. This is one of his mentors. So this is mentor versus protege. So this is a pretty big advantage towards Sean Payton.
Yeah, agreed. All right, I know we don't have a lot of time left, and again, thank you guys.
I did
all
want to say one real. I said it on the chat. I forgot to give it out. I just spaced over it. I'm on Atlanta -3. It's not a huge bet for me. It is a 2-unit bet for me. But coming off the tough loss against Tampa, Atlanta has to win this game to stay in the division race. Carolina's awful. You've already seen the stories about you got assistant coaches undercutting head coaches and GM, and everyone's telling the owner different things because everyone wants to keep their job. It's literally turned into Game of Thrones. David Tepper's a joke. This team's a joke. Atlanta's going to win this game by 4 or more. Maybe we get the push, but they're going to win. Give me Atlanta 2 units. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just totally spaced on giving my bet.
No, it's cool. It's cool. When we're talking bets and we got to win people money, it's all good, brother. But just don't make sure you do that shit again. All right. So in the sake of time, we do have to cut it a little bit short, but we do have more plays to give. So like I said, if you're new to the channel, thank you for coming and watching. And you're at the end of the show, but you can always go back, hit the follow, hit the notification button so you can see where more of our best bets. I was liking a parlay that I saw because I do agree a lot of these short lines. I think the Eagles win. I think the Ravens win. I think there's some value here on Buffalo money line. I think there's some value here on Atlanta money line. I think there's some value here on Denver money line. So I'm thinking about putting something together here. We already talked about the Raiders money line, all short lines under 4 points. So I think we could cook something up where we get 6, 7 to 1. So if you like parlays, if you're a parlay better, make sure you hit the subscribe button and come follow your boys so you can get those bets. So for myself, Moss Money, for the team, Diddy, Sharp, MoneyPot betting, let's go. Happy hunting, happy betting. We'll see y'all next week for bowl season.
Fly Eagles fly. Let's get it. We got to win.